Everybody, it is Downwind month of July and we're here with Oskar Johansson from Australia and Armstrong Foils team rider. Tell us a little bit, I haven't seen you a whole year. What you been up to?
It's been a while. I feel like every year we all come back merged to the same place. And
it's awesome.
It's just good to have the same people around. You kind of feel like you're coming home again, you're meeting up with the same people, doing the same runs. It's such a community that's developing around here. But racing wise, we had a race earlier this year in Sydney. It was kind of cool to see a bunch of the Hawaiian guys came out. So we actually had a good little battle to see where everyone was at. It was in January this year. Had a really good battle with Nick Capule, Andrew Gibbons, and James Casey and myself. So we're all battling up the front. It was just good to see where everyone's at. But we've been deep diving into gear lately, just really testing some new foils that are feeling really good. So it's feeling good.
So the scene in Australia is growing like it is here, or like what we see what's happening in Europe. Same thing in Australia. Growth rate like mad?
Surprisingly, yeah. It's interesting that we're all coming from surfing as a background. So here you kind of got more the windsurfers, kiters that are going to winging, and then they're transitioning into downwinding, things like that. We're mostly coming from surf and prone and then transitioning into the downwinding. So it's a bit of a different journey, and people are coming at it with a bit of a different approach, but we just don't get the wind like you guys do. The conditions here are just... I mean, I call this the treadmill. It's just every day, perfect, repeat it. You can train so well. It's the treadmill. Yeah, and
it's windy right now. Yeah. And so we're talking gear. You guys having a little bit of a demo day here. So in terms of gear, what are people most interested in right now?
Look, right now, the race season, everyone wants to go crazy high aspect, small foils. I think that's what everyone's talking about at the moment. You know, who's got the highest AR. Yeah. It's not the only number in the equation, but we're testing some. We've got some super high AR foils that we're testing. Just trying to understand, you know, we haven't gone to that realm where we're at the limits of what we can structurally produce.
Yes.
So everyone's learning at the moment. They're just trying to make it as stiff as possible while getting it to that higher AR and just the section development as well to make it possible to get them on foil. Yeah. So there's a lot going on.
So that's actually a really cool, interesting, nerd out kind of question, because eventually you can't go AR higher because the structure will give. It's just physically not possible. Exactly. So where are we in terms of AR numbers?
I think the highest, everyone's sort of in the 17 realm. That's kind of the highest that everyone's topping out at, and that's kind of where we're just trying to work out the structural side of things, the layup, all that sort of stuff. And right now, for me, it's comfortable to ride. It's definitely not something that I want to be riding in the surf and doing turns, really pushing on the rail. Yeah. But for going straight and just gliding, cruising through the bumps, it's feeling really good. So I think we can go higher, but we'll see.
That's cool. And you were talking how cool it is to come back to Maui and what a great community and seeing all the same people again. Talk a little bit more about that. We have Paddly Mua, we have M2M, we have M2O, we have 10 days of frothing downwind, mate.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that the way that they're running the events, that it's kind of staggered everything out. Every weekend you've got an event. Then especially with the M2O and M2M now being back to back, it was always a logistical nightmare going over there, coming back, then flying over. So the way it's just run now is perfect. I mean, with the boat support as well, you can load your gear on, you can get it all finish at the other end. Most flights are going out of Oahu as well, so it's just much more convenient. But also just having a community that shows up at every race, and then you're sort of traveling with each other for each race. The community's everything, and we're all together. We're all constantly frothing on gear. You get to an end of a run, and you're like, "What were you riding? What were they riding? What were your times?" Cool. And it's like, and then we're all sharing the shuttles, helping each other get back and forth, dropping people for cars. You just end up sharing a car with the most random people and just meeting new people and also old people. It's crazy. I met these people that I don't see every year, and all of a sudden we run into each other 3 miles offshore and we're just in the middle of the nowhere. So it's pretty wild. Yeah, that's really cool, and that's something that stokes me out too. We have such a great community and everybody it's one big global family, it feels like. The future. What do you think the future holds here? Where is this downwind subfoiling thing going? What's your dreams, hopes, and maybe the reality of it? Ooh, that's a good question. Being at the limits of what's structurally possible, I think. Oh, that's a great question.
Well, not only maybe also in terms of gear, but also kind of like in terms of participation. Where is this foil industry going to? What's happening to athletes? where and what is going to happen in your, you know, not just what the gear is, but like overall, the big picture.
The big picture. For me, I kind of want to see the races get a little more inclusive. I feel like there's so much emphasis on just first to the end. There's so many pro riders that are riding prototype gear that for the average punters, they can never be competitive on unless you're on. And then, you know, not everyone's producing them yet. So it's so hard to be at the front or competitive with those front guys. So for me, I kind of want to see races take a bit of a turn and a bit more inclusive, different, you know, one of the ideas I had was like, you know, everyone wears a watch, you just upload your track at the end of it, and we can, you know, have some fun categories. Who did the slowest kilometer, fastest kilometer, highest heart rate, longest line, whatever. Make some different categories, make it more fun rather than just a straight race. At the moment, you know, foils are faster than the ways we're riding, so we're constantly just moving forward and through them. So it's just becoming a fitness battle, we're not just picking the best line through, we're just pumping up and over the whole time. So it's becoming a little bit more of an athlete's game, which I think is becoming less interesting for a lot of people. Not everyone just wants to run at 190 heart rate the whole way, so I also want to just make it a bit different, a bit more inclusive, maybe some more like surfy downwind events, just make maybe some course race downwind stuff, like you got to cut out, get to some, who knows, let's like try some different stuff.
That'd be fun, kind of like a motocross.
Exactly. Get everyone like following a line rather than just straight. So there's a lot of opportunities to, I think, evolve the sport, and we just need to try.
Cool. One last question, what about the Parawing?
You know, I tried it for the first time 2 days ago. It's definitely a thing. I first go twisted, got up, sailed upwind, tacked back and forth, and then sort of my pack down wasn't good, but I could do it. It was nowhere near as difficult as I thought. I think being on Maui is probably the best place in the world to actually try parawinging, but it was easy. It meant I could ride a smaller board downwind. Like gusty conditions, it was tricky. It really it was yanking. I felt like the window that I could ride in was a little narrower than what I would with a hand wing. But as soon as I was on foil, could pack it away, is out of the way. I think there's a big future for it. But what's the name for it? What do you call it? See, I've heard like trash bagging, stringing, pocketing.
Oh, really?
Parawing. I don't actually know what to call it.
So that's kind of funny. No, I just ever parawinging.
Someone trademarked the name Parawing. So now
I know. It was a little bit of a controversy over in Europe with actually the company Gong. That we ran a story on that on the website if you guys are interested. But somebody did trademark this whole thing. So interesting. So the future wide open but exciting. Oh,
it's just cool to try something new, something different. It's nice to be a beginner again. I actually got to do my first parawing session with Cash.
Cool.
So second tack, he was already doing backflips. So it makes me feel bad at everything we do, but it's a lot of fun and just something different. It gives you a new perspective on, like, say if you're used to your same wave, same wind direction, you know how to handle the wing. All of a sudden, it's completely different. You're having to relearn the same waves, how to pack it in, where to exit, how to power it up, chacks, jibes, everything. So I just like learning and having something new. So I think there's a big future for it.
Learn and have fun, and see you guys in the next video.